So we're going to do an overlay on a natural nail. Okay, so we're not making it any longer. We're not making it any longer. Okay, now this product here is really good for sterilising all your files.
That's the NAS 99?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Best product ever. Alright, so it's a nail cleansing solution. Okay, now first of all, I've put the liquid hand soap on. Okay, and Sandra's washed her hands. Then after that, we're doubly protective with our bacteria. We're now going to use our antibacterial wash. Now this is only for when you are working on a client, okay, which is a little while away because your clients for a little while are going to be santans. Okay.
We should give them a name anyway.
Oh yeah, well you're going to be writing on tonight, you're going to be making up a santan, which will probably take you most of the night, okay, and you're going to put your names across them, okay, and then tomorrow night you'll be doing your acrylic. I don't know who did that because that's not a very good gel nail. Alright, now let me pick a nice nail. Let's do this middle one. So what I'm trying to do is Sandra's come in to me and she says to me, I want to get an acrylic overlay on my nail. My natural nails are long enough, but I want to grow them because they keep breaking. So you say to your client, you're not going to cut these beautiful nails off and stick a tip, you're just going to put an overlay. So first of all, you will push your cuticle back, which you will have started to learn in mani and pedi. Okay, so we're pushing back the cuticle. Did you have a mani on the weekend?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's a nice part.
Yeah.
She used a different tool on me on Saturday,
Oh,
which
what,
I found.
is it a metal one?
Yeah, which I found really good because I'm really scared of those things.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, was it the OPI metal?
No, those stick
like a
things.
hook?
Those stick
The
things.
wooden
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
With the wooden ones, they are a disposable tool. Otherwise, they're a one use only, and then we throw them in the bin. Okay? Now, hence, that's the thing I forgot to put near my desk is a bin. You must have a bin. Okay? Did anyone hear that? That was weird.
There's a scream or something.
Okay, now with a natural nail, now you'll be doing santans, but you will still have to lightly buff the natural nail. Okay, one direction only. Lightly. Okay, all you're needing to do is remove the shine off the natural nail. When you do nails, nothing should ever hurt, ever. Okay, now this is our fluffy. Okay, now can anybody see, is there a shiny bit there?
No.
There is, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Okay, so we've seen just a little bit, so that's it. I would have probably done a little bit more work on your cuticles with a metal file, but okay. So last week we did beads. Tomorrow night I'm going to teach you all about different zones of the nail. But tonight I just want you to watch your coating. Okay, removing the dust. We never leave any dust. Okay, then we get a lint-free white, which is what these are. Okay, lint-free white. And we cleanse the natural nail. Now the reason we do that is because we don't want any bacteria, oils or dust left on the nail. Now what that also does is it brings it back to no, it removes the shine, the right pH. Okay, now some people use this, some people use the Bond-Aid. Okay, both very similar. The Bond-Aid, which is our first product, makes the natural nail the correct pH level. You're going to learn all this in mani-pedi, so you don't need to take the whole lot in now. Okay, so it balances the natural nail out, so it's ready for the application of acrylic. Alright, so that's called, it's a balancing agent. Then we use what we call a primer. Now tomorrow night we're going to go through our primers. We have two different types, so tonight all you have to know is I'm putting a primer on. too many names for one night. I'm trying not to do any more theory. And that only goes on the natural nail only. This is the one you have in your kit. Okay? Alright, this is an acid-free primer. And I have this one just to show everybody this is a acid primer. Going more into that tomorrow night.
So is that the one that they'd normally use in salons that stinks to high heaven and burns if they nip your cuticle rough?
Okay, well, it never should touch a cuticle, should never touch a tissue, and it should never burn whether it's an acid or an acid-free. They've put too much on. They've smothered it thinking that that will make it adhere better, but it doesn't.
Because some places I've gone to, when they put the primer on, it's leaked like right down into my cuticle and it burns.
Yeah, that's acid. Okay, what's this called, girls and boys? Where's my dropper?
Can I borrow mine?
It's alright. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. You can do it that way if you want. It's just the old-fashioned way.
Pouring it down the brush bristle?
Yeah, instead of using a
Do you, when you dip your brush in,
Yeah.
do you dip it all the way in, or just the tip, or halfway, or?
when you very first put it in, you need to be putting the whole brush in to give your brush, making sure it's clean, it's got no fragments of acrylic in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you as we're going along. Okay, so what we've done is we've done what we call natural nail preparation, ready for an acrylic overlay. Okay, now we need our pink resin. Now what did we learn to do last week?
Make beads?
Make beads. Okay, now the reason why we made small, medium and large beads is for this reason. Okay, we're going to make more beads. So we have our pink powder, beautiful pink powder.
Miss, I thought you have to put it in a small jar.
Which one? That's
For the powder.
If you're a student, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The reason for that is I'm not going to drop big balls in there, I promise. Alright? Okay. I'm just checking that we have. Okay, that's all good.
She's like,
Okay, that's our curing resin, which I'm going to teach you. Okay. See? Whole brush. And white. Okay, now we always start on the free edge of the nail, which is, did you learn that yet? In mani-pedi, which is this end here. Okay, that is your free edge. Okay, place your quite large bead on. Trying to get the bubbles out. God, that air conditioner's cold.
yeah, no.
Might have to turn it off. Okay. Pressing it up to where you want it. Now, a traditional monomer would be dry by now. Because this is an odorless product, it takes a lot longer to dry. Okay. Now this is what you'll be doing tomorrow night. Not on each other, on your friend, the Santand. Who everybody will give their Santand a name. Alright, now, another bead. Next bead.
And then we've got like midway down the nail.
Yeah, so that's sort of halfway down. So,
Also, every nail you have to make 2 beads.
3.
3.
You have 3 zones on a nail. You have your free edge, which is your first zone, and then your stress area, which takes all of the impact. That's called zone 2. and around your cuticle is called zone 3. Alright. Then we're going to do this zone here, okay? Which is your cuticle area.
So if they do it just one all at once, what's the...
Okay, well what happens is last week we talked about how product breaks down really easy.
Right.
Doing it all in one hit, you won't be able to get the nail to form properly using a massive brush. Also, you'll get product all over the tissue,
Okay.
which is something we try to avoid because you can build up allergies to it. Okay. So what you're trying to do is, by doing it in each zone, see how you get the nail to look like it's formed properly? So, none on anywhere around that area. None on the tissue. Now I've got to wait for it to dry a bit. And you do it with one big brush. She does it with a big brush. I've never seen a brush so big in my life. It's huge, isn't it? 20. Is it a 20, your brush? Do you do it in one hit? One big ball?
I do at home.
Yeah.
And the big ball, yeah.
Yeah, one big one, and they do it in one big bead.
Wow.
Look, which you can, but doesn't mean it will always work. Okay, now what we have here is what we call a curing resin, okay, which you will all have in your kit. Okay, now the reason with an odorless, it's got what happens is it doesn't dry very well. It has what we call a roll off on top, so we paint this on the resin, and that sets it for us. Okay, normal acrylics you don't do that, only with odorless. Okay,
Sorry.
no, it's all right. It's only with an odorless, so
So when you put that on, it dries really quick?
yeah.
So it's
It
like
helps.
rapid dry for
Yeah,
acrylic.
Yeah.
that's it. It's like a rapid dry. So it really helps. So as students, what's happening is it's giving you a chance
And
to
it's so
do all
shiny.
the nails and spending all the time you want until it dries. And then you put this on and it really helps set it. So we just got to get it to set.
And
You
shiny
know?
too.
I'm going to buff it now.
This is the first time I've ever had this done.
You've never had it done?
Never.
Okay, well you're lucky because it isn't hurting you like what Katie was saying. So what
Yeah.
happens is, out in salons out there, people are getting burnt, hurt, they're getting red marks in their nails, they're getting all sorts of problems to their nails, and eventually that becomes permanent damage. Okay? So because you're all in class, you're going to learn properly. You're going to learn what not to do. Okay? So it's not dry, just put them into there. It's not a very hot lamp, that one.
When I got my nails done, my nails were lifting up.
Yeah, okay, so you've got lifting acrylic or lifting nail bed. You're talking about your natural nails lifted.
Yes.
Oh,
when
we're
I
going to
got it
learn
done.
all about that.
And then it's never been the same ever since.
So this is what I mean by permanent nail damage. If they use a drill on your natural nail?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Alright.
right, a lot.
Yeah, so the other thing is when that's got a name, and we'll learn about that name later on. I try in the first couple of lessons not to give you masses of information because your heads will be spinning. It's things like using antibacterial products, using clean files, throwing things out like this. We've used it once, throw it in the bin. It costs 5 cents, you know, and doing the right thing, and you'll build up a massive clientele and not have nails. So your nails lifted from under here,
Yep.
up.
And then now they're shorter.
Yeah.
Like,
So what happens is your nail, because that's what we call permanent damage.
Yep.
So what happens is when the nail lifts off the skin, so the tissue's there, the nail separates from it, and you can stick your finger down there.
Ooh.
So what happens, the permanent damage is the nail bed, which goes from here to here, becomes short. So you probably, by looking at your
I
nails,
never
you
did it
had
again.
beautiful long nails.
and they were purple. I came to this out of the salon and it was just hurting, and they were purple, and then I didn't want to get rid of them because I just
Should
got 'em.
never hurt, ever. Getting your nails done should never ever hurt.
Did you yell at them?
No, I just, when I walked out, it was almost
It's
like
called
throbbing.
education, yeah. That should know. Your nails should, if your client says to you it's hurting, you need to stop what you're doing. Okay? Have I hurt you yet?
No.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not going to. Okay, we're nearly right. You're a bit longer. Just a little bit longer. So that's how you check if it's drying, okay? Is by tapping it.
A girlfriend of mine who gets her nails done regularly for work, she's got quite sensitive nail plates.
Yeah.
And she said it's a constant problem when they're using the drill. They have the revs up too much and she gets like the burning feeling and it hurts her.
Oh my god.
Nails
really
is
bad.
not a painful experience. Nails should be a pleasant experience that your client really wants to come back and has a beautiful finished job. Okay, we're right. Okay, so I'll show you some filing techniques. So now I've built this out a bit and made it a bit longer. Relax.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was me on
it's
Saturday.
Filing. I'm not, this is probably why I haven't gone to nail
Get 'em
thing.
done?
It's because the filing brings
Makes you teeth
Yeah,
red?
yeah.
Okay. You're gonna have to get. That's what
yeah,
you're gonna need.
yeah,
You're
and
right.
and
You're right.
and the pushing of the cuticle, which I'm quite used to it now. With
Right,
the
you'll get
weekend,
used to
yeah.
it. The filing you get used to. So we really lightly file, okay? Going across, but making sure we don't hit any of the tissue. Lots of dust down here. No drills, just filing. Okay, so your files, you'll notice, have numbers on it, 180 and 400. 180 is this side, 400 is this side.
What's 400 do?
What it means is the grit. It's like sandpaper. So 180 grit is a lot coarser than the 400 grit. Okay,
So the higher the number, the finer.
that's it. So this one here is, I think she said it was 4,000. This one.
Yeah.
So
it's
that
really
side
fine.
is 4,000.
And
Yeah.
that's why it gives the shine.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're making sure as you're going around the cuticle area, all around the outside, all around the tissue, making sure that you don't hurt your client at all and that you're getting the acrylic to blend into the natural nail and make it look as natural as possible without being thick.
For students, how long should one nail take?
Your very first nail could take you an hour. Even an hour and a half.
Wow.
So, and that's okay. You don't need to hurry. There's no hurry. What you've got to do is each nail you'll get better and better at. Doesn't matter if it takes you an hour or an hour and a half to do one nail. Doesn't matter at all. Okay, then we move on to our other side of our file, going down in grit, making sure, and as you can see, it's starting to get smoother and smoother looking. Is it? Yeah?
Looks like
Alright.
it's gone.
Yeah, the acrylic is still on there. And this is what we call a pink acrylic overlay. Just let me make sure. If you notice there's little bits missing or anything hasn't blended in properly, you can go over it again. I still love doing nails, just like when I was young. Okay, now, on our OPI Brilliance is a satin blocker. Okay, so satin block, not satin blocker. So we use the green side and then the white side. Okay, so what we're doing is going down in grit. Okay, green side. Making sure that we get rid of any marks in the acrylic.
Can you
Sorry?
show us the pressure you're holding her hand?
Yeah, everybody's going to get a turn at being a model.
Ah,
Am I putting pressure?
Yeah.
I squeeze, yeah, and I put pressure now. So each vial, you actually put more pressure, but I'll hold your hand in a minute and I'll give you a show at what we're doing. Okay, now, look each side. Then onto our white side. Give it a shine.
Looks so shiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you always finish off, girls, with a cuticle oil, which is, is that it? Where is the Avoflex? There it is. No. Where did I put it?
Do you want mine?
Oh,
Is it a jar thing? No,
Is
it's
that
a
it?
little bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That's
that's it.
cuticle oil.
That's the one. There is an additional lid for it that comes with a dropper.
yeah, where is it?
Mine came in the box, like in the back of the
Maybe
box.
Melissa used it on Saturday.
She did.
Okay. All right, now, so massaging that in, and your client has a really natural looking, now that smells
Wow,
divine.
that looks nice.
It's
Now show everybody, so, and everybody can feel it. Have a feel, have a look.
Wow.
It still have a bit of bubble in.
Yeah, it's still got bubbles, yeah. So what happens with an odorless, it's very hard to get rid of bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your one as well the same as?
No, not my one at work. Yeah, well, that's what they should look like. But it's not an odorless product, so it's bubble free.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's odorless, you will get lots of bubbles. Can't help it.
Can I take a photo of that?
Yeah, of course.